Welcome along to the 2017 Formula One World Championship. Melbourne looks an absolute picture today, and they're still working on that Red Bull car to try and get it fixed. He broke down on his way to the grid. I keep my fingers crossed that he will rejoin the rest of the pack and will get going at some stage. We have 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets away very well indeed. Sebastian Vettel has to cover off Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen's already challenging Kimi Raikkonen into turn 1. The first two, so Hamilton and Vettel go through unscathed. Then comes Bottas and Raikkonen just ahead of Verstappen. A bit clumsy, it looked like Verstappen Van Dorn towards the rear there in the McLaren. But Hamilton into turn 3 we go now. Felipe Massa challenging on Max Verstappen, and it looks like as well that places have been lost for Romain Grosjean, and going off the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson and Kevin Magnussen in the Haas down at turn 3.
Yeah, that looked a really clumsy incident down there and quite unnecessary. We'll have to have a look and see how it unfolded, but very clumsy. It was on pretty much in the middle of the corner, even slightly towards the exit. Ericsson's entitled to. He's turning, he left him space. He caught the curb, you see, and just lost the steering out of his hands almost. So that's entirely down to Magnussen.
Here's the start once again, Martin, and Hamilton getting a perfect getaway.
He did, and so did Verstappen. The Ferraris were actually a bit steady, but Vettel recovered it down into turn 1. And how well behaved was everybody? Somehow they didn't run into each other. No flying front wings.
Out comes Daniel Ricciardo, Ted Kravitz.
Does, and I thought he might put the soft tyres on and just go for it for a long strategy, but no, it's the ultra soft tyres. 2 laps down now, Crofty. He's got some overtaking to do.
Hamilton for the second time, once before the race, once with the race underway, reporting that he's struggling for grip.
Surprised he gave that away, frankly.
Huge plumes of smoke now coming from the rear of that Haas. Now, this is a real shame for Grosjean. His race is over and he was looking forward to a really good points haul. Hamilton pits first.
It's the soft tyre for Mercedes, so it's starting to cool off down here. I can feel it. Nice stop for Mercedes at 3.3 seconds.
We've not heard a single Ferrari team radio saying that they're having problems with their tyres, and he's now got lots of clear air ahead of him to put his foot down as he puts in a 35 seconds exactly for the final sector. Interesting, Martin, because that's the best final sector time we've had. Hamilton, even with DRS, not able to get alongside.
Yeah, because Verstappen's in the 29s. If he stays in the 29s, no wonder it's race critical, Vettel will be ahead of him in 2 laps.
And if you are Max Verstappen, you're going to keep going long because you don't want the leaders to get too far ahead anyway. You know that you're going to have to pit soon. Sebastian Vettel comes in to stop now. Lewis Hamilton is at the penultimate corner behind Max Verstappen. He's now coming round the final corner, Lewis Hamilton, and there you can see him in the background. So Kimi Raikkonen goes through. Sebastian Vettel's going to come out, and guess what? Sebastian Vettel now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton behind Verstappen, and we've got Vettel, Verstappen, Hamilton, and this the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, but could well be the battle for the win.
But what's Verstappen going to try and do? Is he going to try and go around the outside? He's got his wheels on the dirt, gets away with it. How frustrated will Hamilton be now?
We're thinking B now, thinking plan B.
2 stop.
Could he go that much faster and make up the 22 seconds he'd lose for stopping again? No, there is a Red Bull.
It
looks like Danny Rick.
Okay, Daniel, P0. Sorry, mate, car's done.
Not a great start to the season, great home race, or feeling inside Daniel Ricciardo's head at the moment. So, what's the lead out in front? 9.2 seconds. More importantly, what's the gap between Hamilton and Bottas? It's now 2.4 seconds.
3 different chassis, 3 different engines. You won't get round there, son.
Oh, and you might lose a bit of front wing as well. But now he's right on Alonso's tail, isn't he? And surely with DRS, this is the chance for Esteban Ocon to get into the points. Hulkenberg is there as well. Ocon does manage to get into 10th place. Hulkenberg might snatch it off him, no. Ocon gets into turn one just ahead of the Renault. Fernando Alonso might just fight back here because Hulkenberg was definitely compromised by that attack on Esteban Ocon.
There's something wrong with the car. It's pulling to the left. Something on the suspension maybe.
Sadly, the orange car peeled off into the pit lane and he is out of this race. It's just a few more corners to go for the man who had 2 winless seasons in the last 3 years in Formula One. The man who was frustrated last season, the man who can see the crowd now rise to acclaim him, because Sebastian Vettel starts off 2017 by winning the Australian Grand Prix. Ferrari on top, down under. And there was no golden touch for the Silver Arrows today. Lewis Hamilton comes home to claim second place ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas, who picks up his 10th career podium finish.
Forza Ferrari ragazzi, grazie a tutti, grazie. Grande lavoro, grande macchina, con calma. Grazie.
Sebastian Vettel wins from Hamilton and Bottas. His teammate Kimi Raikkonen comes home to take 4th place after Raikkonen Max Verstappen in the only Red Bull that finished this race. Felipe Massa finished 6th for Williams on his return to the sport after his retirement last year. But it's a double point scoring finish, not just for the Toro Rossos of Sainz and Kvyat in 8th and 9th, but the Force Indias as well.